Second they do, they drink. And that's how it goes. There we are. Welcome back,
Hey.
Chief.
What's going on? The space-time continuum's acting up.
Call of Cthulhu's going nuts. So, Chief, what was it you said?
I'm just making sure everything's on the up and up before we
I got you.
continue on.
Looks
Thank
like
you.
our the signal's back up again on the stream.
Stream's going.
We got live. Yep.
Damn you, Extreme! I know you haven't been invented yet, but fuck you from the past.
Curse you!
He's a big up yours, pal. Let's see. Okay, I think we're good.
I got the Wi-Fi drunk.
That's funny.
I think we're good. I think everything's
Yeah.
greened out.
Cool.
Okay. What the fuck was I saying?
I just passed out two.
Oh. I remember.
Yeah, two bees' knees.
So, buddy, you get that gin from London or a bathtub? They're gonna get some laughs from people. I hope they get some laughs.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
He chuckles. Only the finest bathtubs in Chumley's, Chief. You know how this goes.
Yeah, none of that limey Brit stuff.
Hey, British people are okay when they're not losing wars.
That's more like it.
USA!
100 years
Oh,
later,
man.
and it's still toxic.
That never changed.
Yeah, man, dude. Oh god. He kind of just chuckles and leans over to your character, Natalie. So how is it?
The bee's knees.
Cheers to that. Yeah, it's best not to let him get to you. After all, lady of yours seems standing. Don't worry about it.
It's okay. These new money people, they don't know how to handle themselves. I say with 0 ounce of irony, even though I myself am new money.
Yeah, you know. He just kind of smiles and winks and continues mixing a couple of drinks. Takes a little thing out from the back of the counter, begins pouring himself a drink as he watches all this unfolding. Fades back in the background to watch your character do their magic, right?
Yeah, let's see you woo this woman.
You know me, the big cheese. So, Darlene, since I told you what kind of business I do, let's hear about what kind of business you do.
I sell drugs, honey. Cocaine. Opium.
Cocaine? That shit don't sell here.
You, the slang
Oh, you'd
for
be
cocaine
surprised.
back then was Cadillac.
Or smack.
Smack is opium, I thought.
I'm not a drug addict, so I guess I wouldn't know.
I don't know.
Cadillac.
I looked up 1930s slang and that was one of them. So
Yeah.
I made a mental
Cocaine's
note
been
there.
around since like the 1800s.
Yeah.
That I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put it in Coca-Cola.
Yep.
Oh, duh.
Yeah,
I did know
poisonous.
that.
It's like good stuff.
Who you selling for?
What do you think these women that work for these men that write these articles do all this stuff because it gives them fulfillment in life? Honey,
Hey, whoa,
no.
whoa. I'm not questioning your morals. I would have done the same thing if I'm making enough, scratch. But
it
I don't-
pays exceptionally well.
But who are you selling for?
Look, are we gonna go home or are we gonna fight? Because if you want to fight, we can fight.
Hey,
But I was
whoa,
under the
whoa.
impression that we were gonna have a pleasant night together. We were gonna go back to your place, maybe watch a little bit of whatever it is you got going on over there, listen to a radio, and then you would go to sleep in your room, or I would go to sleep in your room, and you'd go to sleep on the couch.
Girl knows what she wants. He's gonna put a cigarette out on the back of his hand just to like show how cool he is, but inside he's just like, that hurt. Hey, bartender, let's do something a little fancier. How about a sidecar?
Right. All right.
Do you need the
We're just
recipe?
gonna-
I can give it to you real quick.
I got this, Chief. 2 ounces cognac. Do you want it with Armagnac or do you want it with cognac?
Cognac.
What's the deal?
What do I look like? Some sort of yuppie? Come on.
fine. He pops the bottle and sort of rolls it along his arm, catches it with the top, pops the cork off, pours 2 ounces into a little bartending cup, pours it in, an ounce chartreuse, 3/4 ounce lemon juice to squeeze, takes one of the lemons out, takes a knife right onto the counter, and you can see like the knife he's using. It's like it's a nice bar knife, sharp and hard enough where you can see like it hits the wood and sinks in, and you can see like the interior of the bar, like all along it are these dents where the knife went into like solid oak, polished, and it's probably all him. And he just as easily chops off a small lemon twist and daintily puts it on there. And he passes it down. Here you go, Chief. It's on the tab.
Hey, I thought it was on the house.
First one's free.
Hey, that's not
The
what we
ladies'
agreed on,
drink.
buddy.
Darlene kind of laughs and goes, "That's how we get ya."
Yeah. We. Oh, you work here, don't you?
Now look who's catching on.
See, I'm a pretty good, got a pretty good nut up here. So, I went to law school here and back in Chicago before I came here, of course.
Hydration check, thank you.
Thanks for the hydration and posture, guys.
Thank
Our characters are hydrating. We should be too.
They're dehydrated.
you. Dehydrating, I was gonna say.
Sorry, what did you say again? I forgot.
I went to UCLS and then I came to New York and finished up school here. NYLS, New York Law School. Got a diploma and everything, and I got this cool little badge.
You like to hang that on your wall?
I got it in a folder in my closet. I don't really have time to go get a frame.
You're a lawyer that works for the mob. How?
Hey,
So you
hey,
just get-
whoa. I work for a bar, okay? I work for, a group of people. I don't work just for the mob.
Right. You work for a mob. What, do you get that guys off or something?
That's the plan. Especially when they do something stupid, like sell opiates in their neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta cut them in. Say, what's something like that pay?
Pretty well. I'm not complaining. They could pay more, but I just got started, so I can't really complain.
How many cases have you had?
I I know a guy named Tommy. You ever heard of Tommy on Yellow?
No.
No, really? He's an up-and-coming musician.
Wait.
Big guy. Plays trumpet.
Yeah.
Got cheeks like a chipmunk.
I think I saw him down the street actually a couple weeks ago. No shit. That's one of your guys?
Down the street.
Well, a ways away. He's playing all over.
Yeah, he wears those really.
That is not what Tommy told you earlier. He was not playing all over.
Yeah. Looks like I need to have a talk with Tommy. Yeah, but I just got started, But they get me an office and everything.
This office, nice.
Yeah, it's from one of those high rises,
Ooh.
So it's like 12th floor. Get a nice view of the street. I can almost see Lady Liberty from where I'm sitting.
Maybe I bring you in the old lady coffee sometime this week.
Hey, that sounds pretty good.
She kind of slyly looks at you. Well, I have to go to the little girl's room, powder my nose, as it were, and you can see a number of women that are like standing by the bathroom door, looking over at her. That she's like looking over at. Here's my card. Maybe next time.
Yeah, sure. You take it and look at it.
It's a Chumley's business card, but on the back it has her name that she hand wrote herself. It doesn't say Darlene. It says Starla.
He's gonna tuck it into his jacket as she walks up. I'm not very good at this. Hey, can I have another drink? Something stronger? Neat?
Sure, come up to the bar. No problem.
He get up out of his seat like, oh, fuck, man. He just throws chair in and goes to sit down at the bar.
Hey, easy with that furniture.
Hey.
Polished floors.
Hey, okay, I get it, alright? I just got played like a fucking fiddle. Give me a break.
Yeah, no worries. Come on up here. And the whole time he's been chatting with your character, Natalie, about the university and how much money exactly did you throw at them for that wing, and maybe he'd like to go and see it sometime with you.
Sure,
like-
anytime, doll.
Yeah, we'll make a night of it. Go hit the town, have a good time. And when you get up, he's gonna pop out just whiskey or gin.
You got, yeah, let's go with John.
And he's just gonna pop the top off like a neat little whoop kind of sound and put it in. Slide it over to your neat. Put it behind and back on the rack again. That one is on the house.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, you know, the girls can be rough sometimes. Fairness, they had a pretty rough day, from what I understand. After a shooting downtown, things get a little tense, especially when you got those guys over there. And he sort of like looks down the corner, and you can see like the chief of police like nervous, but like I figured he's probably got so many women and like drunk guys around him and enough drinks in his hand where he's probably a little more comfortable now. There's only so many war dates you can give something when you can give a pig before they stop squealing. So,
But these fucks act like they was there. Shake it, bro.
Yeah, well, everyone gets nervous. So, and he, again, like, eye to the right, eye to the left. Just making sure everyone's drunk, and if they're not, he's gonna have a round on the house for everyone at the bar, which basically be like, keep it quiet, but here. And he's gonna like just slide them the strongest drinks he can mix up, and he's paying for this out of his pocket change, just because sometimes a little alcohol in the right place gets the right people to shut the fuck up and leave us alone.
Tracked 5 out of that 20 that you got earlier, or 25 that you got earlier.
All right, cool. So that's his pocket change.
As I said, it is swinging, so that's a lot of fucking money.
Oh yeah, 100%. So he's down to $70 in spending level at the moment.
Yep.
So
So at that, you inspire a local musician to take the stage and start a lovely performance. A nice trumpet solo.
perfect.
Good timing.
Guys in the background blowing on the brass. So then, the obvious question. I wasn't the only one who saw what happened before we ended up in the police office, right?
Hey, I already said I played the fifth. Ah, I'm just messing with you. No, I almost shit my pants. Light up another cigarette.
Hey, ladies in your presence.
Sorry, I almost messed myself. Is that better for you?
What do I care?
Aren't you busy buying, like, one of those Ivy League schools?
Ain't you busy striking out with them dames?
Hey, if I... I'm not very good at baseball.
It's a tough sport, in all fairness.
And I'm not much of a swinger.
Yeah, practice. It's all practice. And finding the right person to pitch to you.
Sorry, child.
No, that's all right.
Pitch. Catching.
So he's gonna sort of smile. Just so then, I was wondering, you interested in doing a little digging?
Liking these hands, Jody.
All right.
She thinks you literally mean digging.
Well, and he pauses and looks and is like, does that kind of like squint of like, did she get my meaning or oh no, she didn't.
Yeah, I'll. What kind of? You need me to go to a library or something?
Oh, I moonlight occasionally as do a little graduate work. I could certainly use a little research assistance. So, and I figure a lawyer is good with getting through thousands, hundreds of files at a time, and a person of good means and pleasant demeanor might be helpful in helping me get to places I normally might not be able to.
Yeah. Full disclosure, brand new. I'm like a month in, right? I still have connections, obviously. I don't want to stray you away, but I can do like this much compared to the this much I could be doing. Understand?
That's fair. Oh, that's fine. Honestly, I like to keep this kind of thing in house anyhow, so that works for me.
Sounds good to me. How much you paying?
Thinks in his head for a moment. I can give you, say, 50 up front.
$50
$50.
up front.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he doesn't actually spend much of his money. He lives like his money is primarily goes to housing, his moderate standard of living, which is really most of the cost of his studio apartment is just that it's nearby. It's location, location, location. Otherwise, this guy lives like a comfortable middle class bachelor. And all that money he gets, pockets that shit.
So 50 up front.
50 up front, chief.
And
I
on
mean-
the other end of the deal?
Depends what we dig up. Kind of a finder's fee sort of thing, but sure I could arrange more. And perhaps say, I don't know. He sort of turns and leans down towards the chief of police at the end, flashes a winning smile at him. Hey, chief.
The hog of a man kind of sits up from his booth.
He makes a flashes the same winning smile he's been giving him all night. Let's say I throw a round of Ward 8s for you and your friends there, and maybe you and I can talk business about, say, I don't know, maybe getting a lawyer a little bit of business. That seem like a reasonable thing? I'm sure we can get some more ladies to make a night even more pleasant if you do.
Hey,
Persuasion.
hold on a second, buddy. You're leaning real close. I'm a defense lawyer. The cops don't like me.
He leans in. Buddy, no one fucking likes anybody in this city. What matters is here, they're drunk enough to tolerate each other.
You
wanna make
New York
connections?
in a while.
You want to make connections? Chumley's is the place to do it. He points to the chief of police, like out of the corner of his eye, and he looks to the right, and he points out to a number of clearly gangsters just down on the other side. Those guys are sharing breathing room right now. You know what's really funny? Chief of police just a couple minutes ago, he was fucking playing pool with him. So, yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. I can't pay you in coin. Maybe, just maybe, I might be able to get you from here to here with enough time and patience, and the odd little bit of liquid courage. If you want to play ball.
Are those Gambino boys?
Well, your eyes tell you that.
Sure. I'm always good to play a game of ball.
Only way you get better at it. He's gonna stand up and sort of look back at the chief of police and just grin. Now, don't worry about it. Here, on the house for your time, officer. He's gonna slide another round of drinks at them.
Yep, they take them greedily.
He gives him a wink.
50 right now?
He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a wallet, flips it open. Inside is a money clip and suspiciously large bills.
Can you give me 50 and 5s?
Sure. Takes the billfold, pulls 50 out. So I'm now down to $20 in pocket. And he's gonna immediately punch the register in front of him. So take the money box open, slide open. I need to make change for the shit anyway. Little bills only go so far in this kind of place. He's put them all in. 2 20s, 10, take out 5s, fold them up. He presses it across the table with his finger on it. And, a little bit of the pressure on it, like not leaving up. So we have a deal there.
Can I make an accounting check? Just to make sure that he gave me 10 5?
Sure.
Yeah.
That'll be a 55 or lower. So you see, Enzo like counting them out. I only got 9 here.
He takes the bills and he flips through them one by one. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ah, my bad.
It's
Miscounted.
all right. Algebra's a little tough when you're doing it half drunk.
Hey, it's not algebra. It's just
Arithmetic.
arithmetic is how it's actually pronounced.
It's arithmetic. Like it smells good.
It actually is pronounced arithmetic in the correct term. So he's being an asshole, but he's right.
Yeah.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Such a good line. I like that one. He rolls his eyes and smiles. Passes the bills back to him. So then we have a deal.
Yeah, sure. When you want me to stop by again? I guess I should have asked you that before you just handed me a bunch of money. It says he just like tucked it into his shirt.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Are you allergic?
It was
to
coming.
money?
I could feel it. It was rumbling down my sinuses and waiting to pop out. Hey, Never, what's up, buddy?
Oh.
He turns to his dame friend in front of him. So, what works for you then? Because I certainly wouldn't mind going down, take a look at that wing. Hell, I may be able to get us into, say, I don't know, Columbia. Take a look down there.
What, that old thing? You gotta blow the dust off it first.
Well, these kind of things, old is better, if I'm being real. And, you don't go for a Masters at Columbia without occasionally keeping some of the old doors and keys open.
Derek, can I make a luck check to see if I have my library cards with me?
Sure.
Just wanted to double check. Because he may act like an idiot, but he's actually a decent student.
Oh, yeah.
What's my luck?
Can I just take a moment out of character for everyone out in the chat? Our party is, like, alarmingly educated. This is
You're the
actually, like,
smartest party ever.
this is literally, like, the brain trust of New York right now meeting in this bar.
Yeah, you got him on you.
My luck's 35. Buddy, hold on.
You-
Reach into the jacket, pull out a wallet, and he's gonna lay out 3 different library cards. I got you.
Okay.
That right there, oldest library in New York. That right there, oldest library in Chicago, but I'm not fucking, like, taking a week to come back here with some old
No,
voodoo
fuck
shit.
that. I don't... Yeah, no. I didn't pay you enough for a road trip, and frankly, I'm not fucking going on a road trip. Have you seen me? You think I'm gonna go for more than a fucking day in a car?
Have you seen
You
Chicago?
paid like $900.
Yeah. No, I know, but more like along the lines of he isn't going to tolerate being crammed into a sardine can at 7 foot whatever into a fucking 1920s car. That ain't going to last for more than a couple hours before he's done. So he grins and sort of looks down at it. Can I take a look at that oldest library in New York card? See if that thing's legit?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine he probably like has popped by there, but if he recognizes, he's like, okay.
That'd be the Ebla library. Well,
Yeah,
not
honestly.
the Ebla. What it's in? That's the oldest library. What the hell's the oldest library in New York?
Oh God, that's tough.
New York Society Library, established 1754. There we go.
Ooh. I suspect these are all great places to go looking eventually. So
Derek, it's a real card, but if he wants to like identify it, if you want to have Mega check, like I don't know.
oh, yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Library use?
Figure that could work if you're okay with it, Derek.
Works for me.
All right, cool. So library use 5 for this. Nah. He looks at it. He hasn't been there before, so he can't verify what
It's a
it's real.
subscription-based library, so it makes sense that you haven't been there before.
That's fair.
You have to be cool like me.
He takes it and passes it down. That right there could be useful. All right. If that's the case, then tomorrow, you go right down the street over by the harbor. There's a light post there. I can meet you all there. It's right downstairs from my apartment.
Oh, so you coming with me? What, are you gonna hold my hand while I look for some fucking books?
No, but just making sure everyone's on the same page after all. And
Buddy, I'm not gonna chisel you. You can take it easy. You just handed me $50. You think I'm gonna screw you over like that?
oh no, I don't think you're gonna screw me over. He leans in. I'm worried about the fact that what we saw last night. And he sort of looks around the room. Let's just say there's people in this room that might kill for that kind of knowledge.
I don't see him, but I'll take your word for it. How about you, Miss Lurleen? You gonna be joining us at the library for a gay old time?
You muted.
I guess I might as well.
You know, I mean, that's what all the guys are doing these days. They're taking the girls to the fucking library.
I ain't your girl. Let's get that straight.
Hey, I'm just saying you are a girl. I'm not saying you're mine. I don't really own much of anything, let alone people.
I ain't a girl. I'm classy. I'm a dame.
Okay.
I'm a lady.
Okay, lady. All the guys are taking their ladies to the library these days. Is that sufficient?
Well, it ain't my ideal time, but we'll make it work.
Why are all the women so fucking scary around here? Just like gesture broadly and take a drag. So they raised them in New York?
I think that's where we're going to take our second and final break for the evening, folks. So, I still have a little bit that I want to get through for the evening, if it's cool with you guys. Not much longer, but yeah, I think now would be the best time for us to take our last break.
Okay, folks, stick around. We'll be back in 5 to 10. Hello, we're back, and this will be the last stint of the session. I'm going to turn it right back over to Derek.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for sitting tight. We sure do appreciate it. I hope y'all are ready for the last part here. So, finally, I get to show off the thingy that I made. I'm very excited.
Ooh.
This is the newspaper that arrives on the front door for each of y'all.
Well, well, well. But that isn't the
I
New
love
York
it.
Times.
Friday, October 24th, 1930.
Let me see if I can get a good zoom on this. So the audience can see it.
Let's see. So, New York Times. One left dead in Outre bank robbery. Not a dollar taken. As reported by Lena Miram.
Not a dollar taken. Are you robbing
did
a
you want me
bank
to
and
read
not
that?
taking any money?
Sorry. I was adjusting the background, which I should have done while we were on break. That's my bad.
Oh, no, you're
No,
good.
you good, Chief. I meant that seriously, by the way. I don't mind doing the transatlantic, like, reading.
Oh, please
radio.
do. Go right ahead.
All right. If you guys are all right with it, then.
By all
So,
means.
Friday, October 24th, 1930. One left dead in Outre bank robbery. Not a dollar taken. Reported by Lena Miram. In a strange and disturbing twist of events, patrons of the Bank of the U.S. found themselves locked within the very vaults they sought to make their afternoon withdrawals when two criminals entered the bank. One police officer was severely wounded while attempting to apprehend the suspects. Is now in critical condition at St. Ogden's Hospital downtown. What investigators and concerned citizens found most confounding was that not a single banknote was taken from within the reserves, and one of the suspects was left at the scene to expire while the other seemed to have disappeared into thin air. Just as Joseph Hamilton showing the safety deposit box the suspects were after, emptied of its contents. Continue reading below.
Yeah. The article basically, thank you, by the way, that was wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
The article goes on to basically state how, again, it only says that there was one left dead aside from the man with the shotgun. The man with the shotgun, it describes as, it says that a lot of the case details are under wraps, but mutilated. Also, it mentions nothing of the managers or the assistant manager.
So I'm assuming, for sure my fellow's going to be reading the paper whenever he meets up with y'all.
Yeah, he probably, thing tells me that Vonnie's probably got a subscription, and he probably has it sitting on top of his bar counter inside of his room, all marked up with red crayon. Just kind of like, probably like scrawled with the notes. Honestly, his notes are like, they are approaching serial killer level of, wow, that's way too much writing on one piece of paper.
I have an aunt that does that. She's...
Yeah, no, he's definitely notes that sort of thing out. So
She puts
he'd probably be waiting over by the seaside, sitting on one of those little notches you can see there, where that gentleman's like leaning over. He's sitting on one of the, I guess the rope, be a place where you bind your ropes up. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. My brain is.
Wall rope.
Thank you.
It's on the background. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
no, he's talking about this thing.
This thing, yeah.
More.
Those things.
A post?
Some more.
Yeah, it's a moor. Right.
Moor.
Thank you. It's mooring. Duh. Oh yeah, he'd just be sort of leaning against the moor, probably just like sipping coffee, looking out over the bay as he sits there, waiting for you two to arrive.
You want to roll? You want to roll off for that, Natalie?
D20 or D100?
D100. Well, I guess I'm
I don't know
first.
if we're going high or low. Yeah. It would make sense that I'm fashionably late.
Oh yeah, you're a lady of society. It's expected.
Hey, pal, you reading the black and whites? Or the funny pictures?
Yeah. He chuckles and he flips to the main page, turns and holds it up. Yeah, I took a read. Fish wrapper's interesting today. Slides it under his armpit and turns around. Good to see you again. Enzo, was it?
Yeah, sure. Vonnie?
Works.
Sure thing, boss. One thing. Notice that there's nothing about the managers in there?
I did notice that, yeah.
That is troublesome, because I got business with one of them if they're still alive.
Hmm. Well, unfortunately, can't speak for the general manager. I can definitely speak for the assistant manager. And he makes a sign of the cross on his chest. Wasn't a good scene, boss.
Yeah, I was looking a bit like a, you know, a mess. I don't know what to call it. I was trying to think of something clever, but I couldn't. Kind of hard to make jokes about stuff that's macabre.
Yeah, it was not a good time, that's for sure. But, hey, made it through it. It's really all that matters at the end. As long as we're not getting boxed up. We got another day to get through it.
Yeah, I guess. So this disappearing woman act, huh?
She'll be along. High society. Takes a while.
What is she, fucking Houdini's sister or something?
Yeah, something like that, I imagine. I don't know. That, you get a good look at her arm?
I'm not following.
The, talking about the broad inside the bank, right? The one who was, hanging off the shooter.
What are you talking about her arm? What are you...
He looks over and kind of like, with one of his fingers, like, sketches out what looks like a star on the back of the hand. Slowly, like, draws a really rough, like, shape of what it was. It's like, no?
Some sort of...
Yeah.
What, she's some sort of Satan worshiper or something?
Yeah, it's more complicated than that, pretty sure. A little bit of Sanskrit in there. Pretty sure there was some Hindu scripture. Shit gets complicated.
Oh, was she one of them, Crowley types?
Maybe. Hard to tell. She was saying something.
Yeah, she was pretty.
Well, I didn't catch. Maybe.
Yeah. What happened to the guy? The one with the shotgun?
Oh, him. Oh, no. He reads a little further along. And it said that the, did it say that the guy was dead? The guy was found mangled?
Sounds
Shooter?
mutilated.
Mutilated, yeah. Something tells me what we saw in that hallway didn't quite go so well for the folks in that room. At least for the guy.
Well, I'm glad I'm not his lawyer.
Someone tells me his lawyer is out there with a shovel somewhere burying him. So he has one.
Your Honor, my defendant here didn't mean to shoot and kill multiple people. He did it by accident. He'd be mocking, like kind of walking around.
I could actually
I imagine I probably arrive around this time.
Sure.
she overhears him saying that.
Just kind of give you a look like, I don't know what conversation I walked in on, but okay.
Oh, yeah, it's the lady.
Sorry to keep you boys waiting. I had to wash my hair.
Oh, it's fine. High society lady like yourself. A couple scrubs like us can wait. It's not a big deal.
Hey, speak for yourself. This is a nice suit, okay?
Yeah, that's fair. It's a nice one. I don't know, Chief. I'm used to serving folks. They take their time. They go on their own. They go on their own speed. I don't need to wait. I sort of do my own thing. It's a pleasure. He nods and bows a little bit at the waist. So then, we have a couple libraries to get to, and also, we do maybe have someone I might want to talk to at some point. And he sort of flips to the part of the newspaper, one of the places he's outlined in red crayon, the sole survivor being held at the hospital. You might want to talk with that man.
Hey, did your kid get your hand on that or something?
Wax crayon doesn't rub off with water.
Hey, if you
It's a
need a
useful
pen,
thing
I
when you
can-
work at a bar.
Dude, hold on. He like reaches into his jacket. Yeah, I got a pen for you. They hand these out by the handful at the office.
Thank you. I appreciate it. He takes it and tucks it into his vest. And like double checks to make sure the pocket he's putting on is gonna be it's not gonna burst on his chest.
He's gonna look over at Lurleen. Yeah, I got fucking using crayons. Well,
Yeah. Crayon's useful. It's cheap. It's waterproof. And
yeah, so is a raincoat. What's your point?
Mm-hmm.
point is I'm a bartender and I write at the bar. And drunk people spill shit all the time. That's what.
Hey, the ink in those pens? Smear proof. Promise. I would know. I've sat a lot of cups of coffee on it.
That's the case, and this is useful. Thank you.
Anytime.
Oldest library or your alma mater? I'll let you two decide. We have plenty of time to drive around today.
We're taking my car, right?
He looks at him.
Mhm.
Will your car fit me?
You could like lay down in the back seat. Should be fine. It's got nice big roofs on it. Plenty of space for me. It should have plenty of space for you.
All right.
It's a Bentley. Come on. It's luxury.
Okay. You won me over.
Where do you start?
Where to?
I think.
Tap his hands on the wheel and look around.
Let's see. Pauses and thinks a little bit. Let's go to the college first. I think that might be useful. And we'll head to the library later.
Sure. He puts it in the gear and looks over at Lurleen. First he's using crayons and now he's sitting in the back seat. Instead, fall off onto the street.
I ain't never sat in the front seat before.
Yeah, just make sure you're wearing a seatbelt. You know they can catch you for that now? Or actually, were seatbelts even invented yet?
No.
No, that shit doesn't come around until I think the 1940s.
That's cool. So up until the 40s, they were just flying out the fucking windshield. Awesome. So
I mean, yeah, no. Have you?
Seatbelts weren't mandatory until like the 80s,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's fucking nuts.
or it might have been the 70s.
So we get a kind of flash of you guys like driving through the city and arriving to the university, making your way through the doors. Where is it specifically that you guys are going?
I'm
So-
letting Lurleen direct since she knows the place better than I do.
Well, let's go to my alma mater.
Right, but where at?
Well, wait, Harvard's not in New York, is it?
No.
Is there a college in New York that you know about?
There is one I know about.
I could go to the law school, but I don't know how much that's gonna help us out.
Columbia University has a wing in New York. That's where he went to school. So
There you go.
you can go there. He'd probably want to go to the. I want to say, likely the wing of the college deals with archaeology, history, and ancient studies. So that was probably his field of study. Was likely history of various kinds, with a focus specifically on civilizations. So I figure he'd probably know a professor there. I think he would have tried to cultivate some kind of contacts there, if that seems fair, Derek.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So he'd point and be like, "All right. So if that's the case, then let's head to Columbia. That place is a pretty old library. I know a couple of professors. They might be able to give us a hand."
Bit of a drive, but okay.
Cool. So let's get a library use roll.
Hell yeah.
You want to cover that one?
Multiple of y'all can make that.
Oh, okay.
I assume you're all gonna be doing your Kanye best.
To pass the Kanye test.
Absolutely.
What's the base number for library?
20.
20%. So let's
She
see.
cheated her way through school, is what that question is.
I need to roll.
I think that
But I still passed. but I still passed.
Nice.
I don't know this library.
Let's see if I can get this. Wait, this
I'm
one's
a
gonna be
smart fraud.
65, 55. Come on, so roll it out. 0 successes.
I thought
You
you
don't
said you
push
knew this
that.
place.
I do.
Oh, my bad.
So he'd start flipping through. He probably has a couple of. He probably has like a little chunk over, like a little part of the library he's used to going to, the place where you usually stomps around for his more occult sort of research. Probably even knows the librarian in that wing, probably by first name basis. Like he stops by here a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you look by yourself, everything's just as you remember leaving it, and you remember. You remember is probably a poor way to start that sentence. You know that experience of being so used to seeing things the way that they are that you just kind of go like blind to it. That's kind of like what you're experiencing. So when you ask the attendant, they are much more able to help you out. So both of you are able to kind of dig up a little bit of something. And I'll go ahead and give you the names of the books that they lead to.
Okay.
The Life and Works and Wisdom of Adrian Rex. This book has heavy, heavy references to another book called Mother of the Twins, A Tale of an Empire Unsung.
What was the title again?
Which one?
Both, so I can
Okay.
write it down.
The Life and Works and Wisdom of Adrian Rex.
Hold on. Okay.
And the second one is Mother of the Twins, A Tale of an Empire Unsung. So, you both find these in the same rough period. Both of these books seem to have been written right around the downfall of the Roman Empire. They have been preserved and translated very few times, so the texts that you are dealing with now are probably pretty old, made with actual vellum, and the animal hide that they are bound in has weathered and kind of splintered with age.
As you guys are like going about the bookshelves, he'd walk up. I'm gonna go beat some gums with the librarian ladies. Have fun. He's gonna take off. That's why he rolled so poorly. He just gave up immediately.
That's fair. He kind of just nods, keeping an eye on him as he does it. And ooh, hey, Danny.
Danny!
Oh hey! Oh, raid! Goodness
buddy.
gracious! Thank you for the raid.
Us?
Yet again, the notification isn't working. Thank you. Thank you for the raid.
Welcome in, you guys. Thank you.
Playing some Call of
So-
Cthulhu.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah. So if that's the case, then I figure you and I have probably been like working in tandem through the library, like through doing this research. He's probably like, after he got a little help from the librarian referencing those things, he probably like, I figure you figured out how to do this on your own. And he was kind of just like walking through, being like, these are where these sections are. This is how you'll be able to read the areas, and you probably were able to figure it out yourself.
I know the Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah, you got this. You're wealthy enough to be of me. You've been to college. You know how a college library works.
And
I got
how?
my education.
Education.
So he would probably have taken the life, works, and wisdom of Adrian Rex, and sort of like taken the books and sort of put them down. Like, all right, so guess this is where we start. Adrian Rex. That's a Roman name if I ever heard it. Hydrogen. Rex is obvious. It's king. It's not hard. It's sort of like racks his mind. It's been a while since he's done Latin.
Atle, Utle, Piglo.
Yeah. Let's see. Can I make a roll to figure out if the name has any particular significance for Adrian Rex?
I will take a language roll.
Okay. Let's see.
Also, if you succeed that, I'll let you make another roll to learn more.
Okay. Base. Geez, education is the base. Sick.
For your own language.
That's fair.
It's
So
Latin.
for another language, what would you
1.
say that would start at? Language other 1%. Lol. Okay.
Have fun with your Latin, pal.
Yep. Nope. When I say it's been a long time, I mean he's only ever referenced it with a book.
I took language.
Yeah,
That's one of those, didn't I?
You took a
I
language.
think I remember you saying Latin. You get to pick which language it is.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. If you
I
you wanna
don't
make that-
wanna
remember
take
how
Latin,
much
that's
I put into it though. It was one of the first ones that I picked.
You put a pinch. Let me see if I can find the calculator thing.
I feel like it was a goodly amount.
I think that's fair.
If I
Yeah.
can find it. 60?
Yeah.
60
Sounds
solid.
about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can say it's Latin.
Cool.
And I passed too.
Damn,
That's a hard success.
I might speak a little Latin. Give that here.
Passes the book over and sort of just like watches you work.
The accent is deceiving.
So, a lot of the blanks are references to Mother of the Twins. Mostly what this book refers to is exactly in the title, a not biopic history. It's more of a biography in like vignettes of this person's life. Much of it is talking about what it takes to rule, the sacrifices one has to make, and how even the most ancient of philosopher kings of Sumer spoke of the divine alchemy of transmuting the human soul. That passage kind of probably sticks out to you a little bit. Further on, when it gets to the actual works of Adrian, it gets really fucky. None of it really makes sense. There's extra effectively accent marks on specific words and letters where there shouldn't be, and it completely changes the meaning of the word to nonsense. Like that character exists in the Latin alphabet, but it doesn't with those terms on it. And then finally, when you get to the wisdom, this is where there's the most blanks. It references a lot of the mother of wolves, she who gave rise to our empire, the she-wolf that raised Romulus and Remus. How the hill that she raised them under sat beneath a tree, and that tree was what truly gave life and rise to the empire. But when it gets the most muddled and you can really only make out every other word, straining yourself with that 19, you're able to parse together that tree gave life for a reason, and it is that tree's prerogative to take what it feels is its own. It's all metaphorical and shrouded in, again, nonsense, but that's what you get out of it.
I relay that to Bonnie in a thick Jersey accent. Something about a tree giving birth. That sounded southern.
As she's translating this for me, can I make an occult or an education roll to try to parse out how this would tie into what we encountered earlier today? Or yesterday, I should say.
would say it doesn't really have any overt connections.
Or
I guess you could, if you get a hard success, then I'll let you ask a question.
okay.
And again, I'll kind of phrase it how I feel is appropriate. But yeah.
All right, that's fair. I figure it. I think I should say if he can derive any occult meaning from this. It doesn't necessarily be tied to yesterday, but just like vaguely. So we have an occult roll. 65. Come on, baby.
Yeah, you got a
60. Nope.
60?
Yeah.
Make sure to mark your
Let's-
successes, by the way.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I did
absolutely
not
be
know
doing
that.
that, yo.
I've been
Thank you, Ed.
forgetting to do that.
You free!
I'm a fool. So that's 0 successes technically. Like that's a success, but not like a hard success.
It's a regular
Um,
success.
Yeah.
It's probably referencing the Tree of Life. I mean, that's like in all mythologies ever. Yggdrasil in Norse mythology. Every major religion has some semblance of a Tree of Life in their mythology. It's probably just talking about that.
Okay, that's
And
fair.
gotta Davida, baby.
So he's taking down notes. All right. Yeah, the tree matches with. There's plenty of those sort of mythologies. Life-giving tree, Yggdrasil, the deep trees, and the deep trees in the Amazon. There's a billion of these sort of things. Every culture has one. Fruiting trees create life. That's interesting, though. His tale almost seems kind of. I don't know, the perspective of it seems bitter. Usually, tales of trees of life, it's a positive thing. There's very little negative. Under most circumstances, Tree of Life is considered a completely arbitrarily benevolent force. Yggdrasil bound the realms together. It didn't have an agenda. It was a part of the reality. It was purely good. The only thing that sucked about it was that eventually Ragnarok, the felling of the world tree, and it brings everything down with it. But the tree itself was blameless. This, I've heard of Romulus and Remus, tree thing. I don't know, it almost sounds resentful. That's a new angle. Never heard that. I never heard a creator deity being pissed about its kids. That's new. Well, I should say, he pauses. Outside of, like, really early, ancient religion. In those religions, you, especially in the West, gods hated their kids. Rarely ever the creator tree. That's new. Huh.
Can I overhear this?
Yeah.
I don't know what
He's
check.
not keeping you out of it if you're.
Trying to think what check I would make. Lorenzo's not. Lorenzo's decently well bred. Would a library use be okay?
To find more books that have to do with that?
No, to like identify what he's talking about, and like
Okay.
elaborate on that, because like that's the only thing I could think of. Library use kind of.
I would take psychology, actually.
Okay, I'll do psychology. That's actually fine. Okay.
Maybe this is not how the game intended you to use it, but I think that psychology actually has a lot to do with our perception of the universe. So
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's fair.
Can I have one success tonight? I beg you.
You can push it.
I can push it, and something bad will happen, like a book will fall off his shelf, or a librarian will say my suit's tacky. There we go. That's
There
a really
you
good
go.
success. Is that a?
hard success, right?
That's just a hard. Very shy of an extreme, but it's a hard success.
You can ask me a question.
I'm gonna ask this, not as my question, but like to prompt the question. People hating, or like gods hating their kids. Does Lorenzo pick up on that and realize that that is a very Greek thing?
Yeah, I mean, definitely you would, yeah.
From there, considering the book that he has, Roman, what parallels can I draw from my knowledge of like Greek gods to Roman to whatever the hell's going on right now? Like what connection can I establish there? Does anything make sense?
So it's talking about the creation myth of an empire, right? Romulus and Remus are the two twin wolves that were raised that eventually started the Roman Empire. It's it's not necessarily that the Greeks have a direct translation to that because their creation myth started with the Titans and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But the idea is kind of the same in principle that things start and then they get out of hand and then something has to intervene.
And does that sound like what's going on here? Like, is there anything I can like tie that to? Because the only thing he can think of right now, if we're talking like, I'm gonna say just for like knowledge sake that he knows like Greek mythos stuff. Just say it's a class he took because of my success. The only connection that he can draw is like this has something to do with chaos, and this has something to do with an upset daughter of Olympus.
You're muted.
This doesn't have a really solid translation through Greek even. It goes back further. You certainly remember in your mythologies class, they briefly touched on what came before Greek mythology because you needed to understand the moral framework that humanity was working within. It sounds to you more before Greek, more proto-Sumerian.
Hey, I think we're talking like Mesopotamian, Babylonian. I think you need to think a little bit further back. Marduk, stuff like that.
Raises his eyebrow at that and looks at the books and back out. It's a fair point. Might be being a little too reductive on this end. All right. Marduk, Sumer, there are a lot of really hostile gods. Well, it makes sense. Every culture draws from the culture before that. There's no such thing as fate that springs out of nowhere.
Well, yeah.
There's always some tie to it, right?
There's a thing with Marduk, right? They used to like march a giant statue around of him, like from city to city in Mesopotamia, and they said that it was a god, right? Just a big frickin' statue. And they said that he got so big after killing and consuming people that he killed. He was a warrior god, but he's actually just a god of death in reality. So, my conclusion is, I don't know what happened, but I don't think it has much to do with this Rex guy you're reading about.
He pauses and thinks. So, Derek, I'm going to make a leap of thought. I'm going to make a leap of logic. Omni's going to make a leap of logic. Could I make a roll to see if my character will be able to justify that in his own head? Like kind of I make the thought, can I use his knowledge to see whether or not I'm on the right track in character? Okay. So, reading about the idea, things get out of hand, something has to call it back into balance. Just the other day, my character, someone who is pretty familiar with the occult, or at least that's his thing anyway, witnessed clearly someone dabbling in the occult in some way, shape, or form during a mass murder, which to him, that sounds like a sacrifice. If they didn't take any money, it sounds like they needed blood. And they took what they needed. So that's a sacrifice. Then something happened we couldn't explain. Something alive, terrible. And it lashed out, and the next thing we know, in the New York Times, they're talking about how only one of the two perpetrators was found, and it's so mangled. It's basically unrecognizable. Was that something that balances out? That's what he's thinking. Is this a metaphor that carries into this? We're looking for the thing that balances. That threw shit out of balance. Was that the tip on the scale? And I'll make any roll you'd like me to make that would be relevant for that. He has a really high education or intellect. I figure he's just banding this out in his head. Okay. Please, God, please. That is a lot of successes. I have a 70. So.
A hard success. Right on the money for a hard success.
Yep.
Sick.
Yeah. So you're not looking at the whole picture because you haven't translated the second book, but from what you have gathered together, it seems like the symmetry of these events transpiring are but a step on the ladder, as it were, of a much larger event. It seems like the things that occurred to you and your newfound friends here yesterday wasn't just random happenstance. It was calculated. It was like they were toying with you. They weren't concerned with anything that any of you had to bear or had brought to bear. And it was very much a case of you were somewhere you weren't supposed to be, and now you have a choice to make. All of you have a choice to make. You could leave this, go about your life, die old and happy, hopefully. Or you could instead decide that you're going to follow this path down into the dark shallows where it leads, swim past the point where you can no longer hold your breath, and in that depth, find answers.
So Giovanni kind of like sits there for a second, scratching his chin, and sort of his eyes like dilate a little bit as he comes to that realization. Just like, and internally, just like, this is the thing this is the rising action. This is the start. Catalyst. And like, just like quietly, he just says like the catalyst. And he realizes like he has that moment like, if I tell them this, that this is just the start of something. And then he pauses and he thinks, no, they don't need to know that. We're doing this. And he sort of stands up and puts his hand on the book and sort of gives it a pat. Yeah. I think this might be just the beginning. We probably should get our heads around this. Something tells me it isn't the last time we're going to see it happen. Good idea, though. It's good points on both of you. Thank you. I knew those $50 were going somewhere useful.
Hey, we haven't even been to my place yet. Also, I thought you kind of clocked out there for a minute. You've been like quiet for 2 minutes.
Brain blast.
I was thinking of saying he had a Jimmy Neutron moment, but I didn't want to do that.
Hey, Giovanni.
Oh, God.
We should probably get out of here.
Brain whack.
This isn't his library, so he's gonna light up a cigarette.
Yeah.
You get some dirty looks. They're flammable books.
Yeah. A lot of things are flammable. Like clothing. Hair.
Closes the book. And he, Natalie, what's your character's name again? I'm terrible.
Lurleen.
Marlene, okay.
Well, you guys can call me Lulu.
Lulu.
Yeah. Enzo.
Uh-huh.
Right? Say, Arlene, would you be so kind as to do me a huge favor? Your
Sure.
command
What's-
Your command of Aladdin was quite impressive. I have to admit. Very impressive. I was wondering, would you be willing to read through these for me? I know like a full translation's asking a lot. That can make a scholar take years, but think you'd be willing to take some cliff notes for me?
Well, the book was pretty boring, you see, but for you, I'll do it.
Oh, you're a peach. You're an absolute doll, thank you.
Ooh.
Next time you swing by the bar, as long as you're working on this with me, I will gladly pay your tab. No issue.
Don't worry about it, Toots.
I like you a lot. He's gonna crack you like a big smile.
Hey, I'm glad you two is getting goofy over each other, but we got some business to take care of here.
I think we
Can I
do.
get listen checks from both of you guys? Red already gave me his.
And
Oh,
I failed. Woo!
Sick.
I don't think I have listen, so I don't know what the number is for that.
Whew, I have a listen to 60, baby. So that's a
I
26.
I couldn't find on the PDF where it told you the base numbers for everything.
Oh, next to the investigator skills on the character sheet, it tells you what the base number is. So for listen, it's 20%.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Well, I
damn.
think I passed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Somehow, even though
Say.
they were having the conversation, I guess it kind of like made you just kind of like go like eyes glaze over or something while they were talking, Enzo. But while they were having the conversation, they were both able to hear from across the library the sound of doors opening up. Four uniformed police officers standing on the inside, and in between them, a man who is wearing a lab coat of some sort. He looks somewhat formal. And presently, they are all kind of looking around.
This might be our time to make our exit.
Do
He's
what?
gonna
They
take-
say like pretty loudly and like look around.
He would like hand immediately on your shoulder, like baseball mitt of a hand. You're like, hey, think you can go get that car warmed up quickly?
Buddy, it's a Bentley 8-liter. It'll get started in less than 10 seconds.
Perfect. We're gonna need it. And he's going to reach into both the books and take out like the library slips out of both of them, and turn to Lorraine and hand her both of them. Go with him, and I'll be right behind you.
What do y'all do with the books?
I can slip them into my fur coat.
I'm gonna need a stealth check to try to hide them.
And
I say, how big are they?
Big. They're old.
It's a big
Old
coat.
books are big.
my boy is gonna go and see if he can't check them out the old-fashioned way. Try his best to appear perfectly normal. After all,
Alright.
he is a frequent. He goes into many different places. I imagine he might have been here at one point in the past, just not like this.
It was not very stealthy, because I don't think I took stealth.
Okay.
Stealth? Yeah.
You could try to. I could try to take it
20%.
from you. Just play it cool.
The starting number for the stealth is 20%. So
Very well. So, all three of you are doing something. I've gotten a roll from Natalie. I would like a roll from Omni to see how successful you are at checking these books out, because these are old books that they don't normally check out to people. And Red, I would like a check from you to try to sneak out and start the car.
Yep.
okay. So let's
Sneak, I need a
see.
50 or lower. Great. I guess I'm pushing it. I can roll for shit. Come on.
Damn.
Give me a fucking break here.
Past times.
I'm smoking a cigarette, so it's not like I'm being subtle.
Let's see about debating whether fast talk or charm would work for this.
You probably need to bullshit a reason for why you can check these out, because they don't normally let people check these out.
That would be likely fast talk then, because charm is seduction, flattery, simple warmth of personality. Usually, like, oh, this can be used to compel people. Not in a manner completely contrary to that person's normal behavior, though. Okay, so that's the trick. So for this, it would need to be fast talk, most likely. So let's roll it out. What do we get? I'm gonna push that. I literally am 1 point away. Damn it. I'm just on the edge of. I'm at 60. 63 is my success. So
And we both pushed.
yeah.
This is not gonna go well.
So that's 3 failures.
Jesus.
Can I push
Yeah.
my roll?
Yeah.
Or would it be possible for me to do a new roll to
Nope.
hurry over and charm? Okay. I hope this is worth it.
Nice.
No,
Oh,
it's
you're
20%.
Not trying to stealth.
Yeah. Oh, it's off. You're right.
I'm 5 off.
So that is 3 failed push
We're all
rolls.
screwed.
Great. Off to a good start, gang.
All right. So as Enzo tries to make his way out the side exit, he opens the door to find 2 more coppers standing right there. They kind of look at you up and down. One of them says, "Are you fuck, Lorenzo? Sorry, I forgot your first name for a second."
There you go. What's the issue, officers?
We have a warrant to take you into custody.
Can I see it?
No. Talk to him. And they point to
I'm
the
a
man on the
lawyer,
left.
so I think I should be able to see it. I
He's
have my
got-
rights.
He's got it.
What am I being taken in for, officers?
We have reason to believe that you may be involved with crime that took place in the Bank of the United States yesterday morning.
Hey, look, you already brought me in for questioning. Double jeopardy. Yeah,
Right.
No,
This is-
he knows full well that is not what double jeopardy means. He's just trying to like pull a fast one on him.
You are better call sawing these guys so hard.
Did
He
you know
goes,
you have rights?
The Constitution says you do. He says, yeah, well, you're not being taken in by us. You're being taken in for psychiatric evaluation.
What? Psychiatric evaluation? I think you need to go in for psychiatric. What the fuck are you talking about?
The brutal and grisly murder of one of the suspects at the crime yesterday. We're going to be taking in you and the other 2 people that were there. We also are on the lookout for a Tommy, but he's not been seen.
Hey, look. Hold up. How the fuck did you even find me here?
You're not too hard to find.
He'd look around and he'd just be like burning a cigarette in the middle of the library.
We really are an odd trio, aren't we? Like 7-foot+ dude in barkeep, like absolute flapper, and like, smoking dude in the library. We really might as well set our hair on fire for how obvious we are.
Okay, let me go get my
You
important
left us a paper trail of your business cards. It was easy to find.
Okay, I guess I kind of did that to myself, a little breadcrumb trail. But let me go to my car and get my important information, because probably going to need that if you're just going to take me downtown.
We're not taking you downtown. You're being placed under a 48-hour psychiatric hold.
Oh.
We're taking you to New York State Sanatorium.
Can I roll a law check to see if they can legally do this?
You don't need to. They can legally do this. It's a 48-hour hold. They can do that.
I'm going to make a phone call.
Fast talk to let you do it before they take you.
Let me make a phone call real quick so I can have somebody come get my car. Okay? There's a phone box like right there. I'm going to be like in eyesight. I'm not going to make a run for it. I'm not some sort of thug.
They are going to stand close by.
Okay, I'm gonna get in the box. I'm gonna like start quickly dialing up the Late Shadow family. Like, oh fucking shit.
Yeah,
Hopefully, I'm buying them some time.
you get put through to the secretary who, hello.
Okay, hey, connect me to somebody like high up, like right now. I got a really big problem.
Who is this?
Lorenzo?
Enzo.
Yeah,
Just a
Lorenzo
second.
Messina.
You hear a delay, and then Enzo.
Hey, boss. Bit of an issue here. I got some cops trying to take me downtown for a psychiatric evaluation. I tell you what, I don't need a shrink or anything like that. They're saying that I need to go downtown, and a couple of friends of mine need to go downtown because of the thing that happened at the bank yesterday. But can you like call them off maybe?
Enzo, in a game like this, you gotta be willing to hold them, fold them, and blow them.
Hey,
And I can't have you blowing your lid.
Hey, they got 48 hours on me. How the hell am I supposed to find this girl when I'm gonna be stuck in the loony bin for 48 hours?
And you want me to what? Just bail you out of this?
Yeah, just like give him a pat, give him a slip or something. You can do that, right?
He lets out like an exasperated sigh.
Consider it a favor, and I'll owe you.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, actually, I got a really good idea. Okay, you ready for this one? Give them a call that's significantly more important than this one nearby. I'm at the library. Let me give you the address. He's gonna look over his shoulder and start like reading it off the wall.
He makes it abundantly clear that's not the type of help he meant. He's going to try to do what he can administratively to get you released early. Otherwise, he would be breaking the law and risking his crime organization. He's not going to do that for a lawyer.
I see how it is. Come all the way to New York City.
You're low man on the totem pole right now.
Gotta make myself important. He'd open up the door even though he hung up. Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much. Thank you. And he'd hang up and he'd close the door. Gentlemen, you legally cannot arrest me.
They don't even like pay attention to what you're saying. They just start putting you in cuffs and leading you to the front of the building. And that's when we'll get a pan over to let's say Omni at the front desk, where the librarian is not very quickly trying to help you. And I'm sorry, could you repeat yourself? You want to check these out? Oh no, honey, we don't do that here. You know we don't do that here. We've been over this before. No,
Fair.
that one time for your master's thesis was different. That was because you brought me tea and crumpets for like a month before that. Don't think I didn't know that that's what you were doing. Like, and basically bogging you down long enough for a man in a white coat.
Oh, he's getting closer?
Yeah, approaching with the cops.
I would have seen this guy coming, right?
Kind of.
Okay, like enough to like peripheral vision. Like I saw these guys approach, or like I heard these guys approach because I made the check earlier. So like I know they were here. Now they're coming towards me, basically.
Yeah.
So he's gonna sort of like smile, the whole time, like nod, being really patient. And at the last second, he's going to look at her, and his hands in his vest. He has like in his vest pockets, and he's going to slowly begin to contort them to a couple of different shapes, and he's going to speak in a voice that doesn't sound entirely like his own. And he's going to say to her, You'll forget that I asked to check out these books, or that we were here today." And he's going to attempt to cast Mischief Relay on her.
Fuck yeah, dude. Go ahead and make a power roll for me.
Please, please, please. I will push the fuck out of that. Damn it. Man, I can't make a goddamn thing. Well, failure on that.
They failed their power roll.
Oh, they did. How far?
88.
Yes! Victory! Okay, that's good. I'm really glad I did that push.
Victory!
So that does cost me 1d2 sanity points, so I'll just flip a coin. or I'll roll a d6. So 4 off, it's 2. That's 2 sanity points. So my sanity is now down to 36. And that's 1d6 magic points. I'll roll that out actually on stream so everyone can see it out there because I love you all viewers and I want you to see what I get. 2, not bad. So 2 power. And so he reaches across the table, hand on her shoulder in that way that he's probably done plenty of times, like, because he's very good at this sort of like glad handing, like hand on shoulder positive gesture. But as he does, like the hand becomes a little firmer, his face loses all of its expression, and sort of like staring at her as his eyes go completely black, as like the iris just spreads across the entirety of his eyes. He says it, and he just says, "You'll forget I was here today, and then I asked about these books." And as he does, his will stretches from his own mind into hers and just takes her personality and tamps it down. The hand, shoulder, literally pushing her soul down as he does. And he's going to let go of her shoulder and just start walking towards the gentleman approaching him with white coats, adjusting his cuffs and smiling as he sort of like shakes off a little bit of the uncanny sensation of what he did.
Oh yeah, there's like icicles forming on the back of your neck, like teeny tiny ones and shit. Like the air around you got like substantially colder for a moment. And yeah, as you leave, there's the tink 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 of tiny icicles shattering on the ground behind you.
Him just like sort of shaking it off the back of the nape of his neck. Gentlemen, well, how can I help you all today?
The man in the white coat says, "I presume you are indeed Giovanni." He's looking up at you.
Why, yes. May I ask your names, good sir?
I am Dr. Hofstetter. I work for New York State Sanatorium. I'm placing you under a 48-hour psychiatric hold. We're going to be evaluating you in accordance with the events that transpired at the Bank of the U.S. yesterday.
Pauses and sort of shakes his head and sort of like nods his head a little bit. He thinks, I suppose that is fair. I did go through a significantly traumatic event. If it does, in fact, please the court, or it would make things easier for me, I would be more than happy to submit to this.
He smiles at you and says, "There, I'm sure this will be over in no time and you'll be back to your life as usual."
You can hear Enzo
Right this
like
way.
outside. You don't have the right to do this! I'm calling my firm!
They don't put you in handcuffs.
Honestly, I don't think they have them big enough. He just smiles and nods and falls after the orderlies. And just sort of like looks over at them like he's seeing like how big they are compared to him. Just like as like a mental calculation of if I were to strike him in the temple, how quickly he'd die.
First step, discombobulate.
Exactly. Discombobulate. Summary. Discombobulate. But he walks quietly without providing any resistance. As he does walk, he just sort of leans over and says, "Is it all right if I at least keep my clothes on? I rather like these. It's kind of hard to find anything in a different size."
They'll be returned to you upon your exit.
Sounds excellent. Thank you. Just make sure you fold the vest well, okay? They don't really like me getting too wrinkled. As he like looks across the room to see what's going on with Lulu.
Lulu, trying to smuggle the books and probably stealthily slink away, unfortunately runs headfirst into a police officer, scattering the books on the ground in front of her. The cop.
Ain't I clumsy?
Oh, excuse me, miss. He takes off his hat. Let me help you with that. And he bends down to pick up the books.
Aren't you a doll?
Do you happen to be Miss Lou?
Ain't never heard of her.
I'm sorry. Dilettante like you, everybody knows who you are, ma'am. I'm gonna have to ask you to come with me.
Does my father know about this?
I can't say that he does, ma'am. But
I
you're
think
not a
you better
minor.
call him. I'm still... I ain't married. So... It's 1930. You better call him.
I'm sure we'll make certain that he knows. But for now, I'm gonna need to ask you to come with me, ma'am.
Perks of a sexist
Get him
patriarchal
to rough
culture you can
handle me.
occasionally leverage.
Wouldn't dream of it, ma'am. Right this way. We're gonna have to be placing you into a 48-hour psychiatric hold. I hope that's not going to hamper your life too much. So sorry about this.
I ain't never been in a hold before.
I promise it's nothing too scary. They're being like extremely gentle with you. Like they're talking to you like you're a child.
I don't understand why this is happening.
It has to do with the events yesterday at the bank. You remember when you were downstairs in the vault?
You think I'm a fragile female? That I
Uh,
can't handle seeing a little bloodshed?
Well, it's only that an event like that would surely wreck everyone, and we are taking the other two.
Well, that's between me
individuals.
and my pastor.
I understand, ma'am, but I am still gonna have to take you into custody.
This is highly unusual. I have never been arrested in my life. That sounds like Australian. I'm struggling with the Jersey accent.
You're doing pretty good.
You're doing
Yeah,
good.
honestly, you're doing fine.
He says, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say you can hear Enzo from outside. This is a $30 suit.
He says, I'm very sorry that this has to happen, but there's
You will be sorry when I call your chief of police. And then if he doesn't help, then I will be calling his chief of police.
yes, ma'am, of course. Yeah, you are all kind of ushered into a van. You notice that Enzo's handcuffed when you arrive. But very quickly the doors are closed. And as twilight begins to set in and the van begins to head off towards the north end of the island, we get kind of a quick scene transition of like driving up some open roads until finally, just as it's getting dark, the camera finally like pans to this building, and we can see it out over the bay. Off in the distance, the clouds slowly part, revealing constellations and stars. The spiral of the Milky Way is harsh against the background, but there's something odd about the stars on this evening, and the placement is wrong. Astronomers from all of human history have jotted down exactly where majority of these are supposed to be, and they're just not right. It's clear to see that the winking and the falling nature of some of these stars just has this eerie wrongness to it. And finally, as the van is beginning to pull around to that large roundabout, the last thing that we see from the session is over, out, and across the water, back towards Manhattan. We can see this kind of cascading hue of green flashing across the horizon once, twice, and then on the third time, it cuts to black. And that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
What a fun session.
Normalize
Well done.
clapping at the end of
That was
TTRPG
awesome.
sessions. That was
Yeah.
great.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Oh, Lorenzo's gonna get the last line. Can somebody like scratch my nose?
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you, Doug. This has been absolutely splendid, exceptional, fantastic.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. That was a great time.
Appreciate that. I had a lot of fun. You guys rule. Y'all carried it, honestly. I
Oh.
just said some goofy and weird shit every once in a while.
That's perfect, buddy. That is perfect. Besides,
Ah.
I love the finally getting to interact, even briefly, with color out of space. That shit is one of my favorite monsters in all of Lovecraft history.
Hey, you
Oh, yeah,
interacted with the
I-
color last time I ran something.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
actually never ran into it, I don't think.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
I
it was
think it was
everyone
Oh, it
else.
was Elise. It was
Yeah,
Elise.
Elise was the
yeah.
one who had a close encounter of the colorful kind.
Of the colorful kind.
Colorful kind.
Yeah, I had to pay some homage. I fucking I love Lovecraft's works. So yeah.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Well, hell yeah. This was session 1, folks. Red, thank you for having me. Thank you for putting this on. This is a blast.
Thank you.
I'm super excited to see where the story goes, and I'm gonna be after the next session, kind of taking my hands off the reins a little bit and kind of developing stuff in the background based off of what direction you guys take it in. So that usually works well for me. I hope it'll work well here too. But yeah, I think it's shoutouts time.
By all means.
Your
Yeah.
channel, buddy. You do your thing.
Oh, okay. Let's start with Natalie then.
All right. Hey guys. You can find me here every other Thursday playing Call of Cthulhu. Every other Saturday playing either Covet Syndicate and Booty or Lancer. And on every other Wednesday playing Mouse Guard. And all the campaigns except for Booty are with these awesome people and Elise when she's able to make it back, which is hopefully soon. I miss playing with her.
Yeah,
but
we miss
I
Elise.
understand if she needs more time.
Yeah, 100%.
Other than that, I'm on Twitter at LidzozoBeans, and that is me.
Awesome.
Sick.
Let's toss it over to the last Omnitech.
Hey folks, I'm the last Omnitech, your favorite robot American. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Call of Cthulhu, Jade Sky. It's awesome to be here. Derek, thanks so much for running this amazing game. You guys know me as Giovanni here, but I play in plenty of other games, much like Natalie. I'm on DMDM Studios, at least on Saturdays, for everything, at least for Lancer, as well as also kind of a Syndicate, which is going to be kind of a really big deal this week. I'm super excited. I've been working on Hero Forge designs for so much
So
of what we're
good.
dealing with.
They're so
They're
good.
so rad.
Thank you. I'm so freaking excited for this big battle. So you guys will see that soon enough. I'll let Derek talk more about that. As for me, in the morning, 10:30 a.m., you all can catch me in the Stellar Forge as I work on Legacy and a bunch of other projects. But as of this week, because I probably have a lot more work, unless I can get it all done tomorrow, I'll probably do the last wrap-ups of my Covet Syndicate prep on Stellar Forge this Saturday. So tune in, help me watch me world build. 10:30 a.m. on Thursdays. Today, as an example, as the Breakfast Club, so come hang out then, bring some food and chillax, have a good casual time. Other than that, I also run Mouse Guard on DMDM Studios on Wednesday, every other Wednesday. So tune into that. You can also see me on Alakazam's channel and Red's channel. Alakazam on Hilarious and Red for Cyberpunk. So that's me.
Thank you, Omni. I'm going to throw it back to Derek because I don't want to, you know.
Okay.
Derek's the keeper. Go ahead.
Oh, well, thanks for being here, you guys. I had a lot of fun. I've been wanting to run Call of Cthulhu since forever. Fucking like since I got into tabletop role playing games, I was like, oh, there's a Cthulhu one. That sounds fucking lit. And thank you for letting me do this, Red. This is really cool and a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see where things go. Like I said,
Thank you for coming
but
on.
yeah, I do a lot of actual plays on my channel. I make maps and stuff too. You can find those on my Ko-fi. On what I almost said Wednesday when I meant Saturday. That's weird. On Saturday, Booty at 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It is the premiere. It is a nautical themed adventure with loads of goofs and gaffs and fun times and monsters and adventure. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So don't miss that. And then 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Mass Warfare in D&D, baby. We got Covet Syndicate. We are going to be doing the MCDM Warfare system. I'm super fucking hyped for it. I'm super excited. I've done it back when it was from Strongholds and Followers, and it was much simpler, but now it's a lot cooler and a lot more depth to it, and I like it a lot more. So super hyped for that. We're going to be doing one more playtest tomorrow night, just to make sure that everything's fine-tuned right. Because I don't have 10 years of experience with warfare like I have with D&D. It translates, but it's not one for one. That being said, on Sunday, Vampire the Requiem at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, hosted by Lost Haven Art. That's my boy Andy. On Monday, Curse of Strahd, Rise of Alma, finally coming back with my boy Ted on my channel. Super excited. Got like, I think 2-3 more sessions with that, and then we are going to be having Jihan join us. Yay!
Yes.
My man.
And then no stream on. I feel like I'm doing something on Tuesday, but I can't remember what it is. I don't remember. But that's it for me, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Red.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate you coming on and being the first not Red GM on
I remember
Red
what I was
Channel.
gonna say.
Oh,
say.
please.
I'm doing a giveaway. On Booty Stream. Do not miss it. I'm doing a giveaway. Shady Sale has been in chat this entire time. I just saw Shady Sale's little hearts, and it reminded me. Thank you, Shady Sale, for reminding me. Much love to you, dude. Yeah, we're doing a giveaway for a skull dice tray. It is super fucking cool. It looks amazing. It's made with like high quality resin. So you do not want to fucking miss that. We're gonna be giving it away at the end of Booty. So stick around for that on Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you, Shake Sale.
I'm pretty good at winning giveaways. So.
Hey.
I have so much stuff in my room that's giveaways from the TTRPG community. It just warms my heart. Literally, the dice that I use are one from a giveaway from the community, and I'm very thankful to have such an excellent community backing me at all times, and excellent friends to be playing games with and stuff like that, of course. And I have been Red. I have been one of the 3 primary colors. I run this channel, and now seems like my Thursdays are going to be taken up indefinitely with awesome people, with awesome TTRPGs, and suspenseful drama and stuff that gets my heart rate up without even getting on a treadmill. So,
Oh yeah.
thank you very much, folks. Next week, we're going to be back to Cyberpunk, and it'll be back and forth, back and forth. So Cyberpunk next week, 2 p.m. CST, and then the week after that, we'll be right back to Call of Cthulhu. So you get one show one week, and you get one show the next week. Keeps everybody sane. It's Cthulhu, so I don't know how sane you're going to be keeping, but you get the idea. I appreciate you, folks. Let me see if I can find someone to raid out into. Well, I am.
Oh man.
Oh, Ocarina Chief's up.
Sheaf.
Yeah, okay. While I am getting that ready to go, I'm going to be on. Obviously, I'm on Derek's stuff like all the time. I'm there every single Saturday. I run Lancer on Saturdays, and every other Saturday we do Covet Syndicate, and we're going to war. So I'm hyped for that.
War.
And I'm also going to be joining. Make sure you check out Band Reaper 97 because I'm going to be there this Tuesday because we're going to be doing some food reviews.
JJ.
I hope she shows me some more Chef's Club because I
Let's
hate that
go.
shit so much. It's so funny to laugh at and like cry. I actually cried one time when I saw one of those videos because it hurt me so bad as a culinarian. But other than that, folks, yeah, you can catch me here. You can catch me on Derek's channel quite a bit. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night. We're going to raid into Ocarina Chief, who is playing Valheim. Give him a big hello for me because Red's going to go like collapse. So
Same. Good night, everybody. Love
Thank you.
y'all.
Thank you again.
Peace, folks.